Hi, welcome again to our Wednesday devotional. I hope these few minutes each week are a blessing to you, kind of a lift me up in the middle of the week. I love what I do. I saw one of our ladies wearing a t-shirt recently that said, I retired in 2021. I worked all my life to get this t-shirt. Pretty cute, but I'm not quite ready for that unless the Lord shows me something different. In fact, I love what I do. Just last week, I was thinking about this. One of the things that makes my job, my ministry, challenging and enjoyable is that I get to do a variety of things and see a variety of people nearly every week. Last week, I ministered to 3 families, and they are so different and so unique, but they all teach the same lesson. I want to just share as our devotional today a story of 3 men or 3 families. First man is about 50 years old, 50-ish. Names don't matter. This is just for the illustration. He was taken to the hospital some time ago, probably about 2 weeks ago, and admitted to the hospital with abdominal pain. As it turned out, he developed a very severe infection and had to have surgery, and they even removed some of his intestines as part of that surgery. He had to stay, I think, 10 or 11, maybe 12 days before he was released, but now he's doing fine. While I was visiting with him one day, I got a phone call that said that one of our men, who is 80-ish, the first one was 50-ish, this man's 80-ish, had been taken to the hospital with heart problems. So it was the hospital where I was. I went outside, came back in the emergency room, and they let me see this man. He had gone to his heart doctor for a checkup. When you're 80, you go to a heart doctor for your checkups. You listen to the heart doctor. But the heart doctor, when he was there for his checkup, immediately called an ambulance and sent him right on to the emergency room. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, don't go home, go right to the emergency room. Within 12 or 15 hours, they performed an emergency surgery and inserted a pacemaker to help regulate the beating of his heart. He's home now. He went home that very day, and he's doing very well. 2 men, one 50-ish, one 80-ish, but the younger man stayed in the hospital a week and a half or more, and the older man only about a day. A little different than I would have thought might happen. But also last week, I got a call from a lady, and it was about a 20-year-old. His life had been great. He had been successful. He'd had a job for a couple of years and was succeeding and advancing in that job. But he'd been in an automobile crash, and his life had been taken from him. That was just 3 hours before his 20th birthday. A 20-ish man died suddenly. 3 men, one 80-ish, one 50-ish, and one 20-ish. The youngest one died first. The oldest one spent the least time in the hospital. Once again, that's not how we would have written the script, I don't think. But I was reminded of this scripture verse from James chapter 4, verse 14, which says, Whereas you know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, If the Lord will, we should do this or that. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. As you might imagine, the funeral for the 20-ish person, the 20-year-old, was attended by a lot of younger people, younger adults. I tried to impress on their hearts the fact of the brevity of life and the importance of making eternal decisions very soon. Sometimes we think we can wait, but we're not guaranteed that time to wait. Probably most of you who will watch this devotional are members of our church or friends of ours, but probably most of you are Christians, you're believers, you're saved. But I think we can take this story, the story of three men, and apply it in two or three ways. First of all, this story of three men reminds us that we need to grab every opportunity God gives us today. Whether it's an opportunity to help someone physically or financially, or it's an opportunity to encourage someone, or an opportunity to witness to someone. Whatever opportunities God sends our way are not to be wasted. Let's grab every opportunity today. Let's take the story of these three men and determine to focus more on the eternal than on the temporary. So much of our time and so much of our resources and much of our efforts goes into those things that are for today and tomorrow and a few days from now. Therefore, right now, when we leave this earth, when we leave this world, we won't take any of it with us. Let's focus on the eternal more than the temporary. Once again, the story of these three men should cause us to thank God for every breath we have. Every day He gives us is a gift. Whether we're 20 or 50 or 80, every day is a gift from God. Let's take these three stories and remember that. And then, let's take these stories of three men, and since life is short, let's eat all the ice cream we can while we can. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I saw some of you, I think, jump up from where you were watching and head toward the freezer for ice cream. No, God's been good to us. Let's make sure we take advantage of every moment He gives us, because life is brief, death is sure, eternity is long. God bless you.